Hi, I'm Izzy, and this is Dizzy Quilts and Sews. Welcome to episode 53 of Hashtag Friday Sews. All right, so Hashtag Friday Sews is a little bit about life, a little bit about what's been going on in our sewing room. Well, this week in my sewing room, not much has happened. I've not finished anything. I came back from Florida kind of late Sunday. I was exhausted, so I just went to bed very early. And this week, work has been busy. So I did come down here and got started on one project, but I've not really been able to finish anything. Also, my sewing room is a mess, and I don't usually feel very inspired to start stuff and to spend time down here if it's messy. So the first order of business today after recording this will be to clean up and get rid of all of the things that are around me that are driving me bananas. So yes, but the thing that I did get started on, and I mentioned that, I think I mentioned it last Friday Sews, that Adam Sews created a new bag pattern, and he very kindly sent it to me for free. So I started working on it, and this is as far as I got. So this is one of the sides where the straps are gonna get hooked onto these D-rings. This is an Allison Glass quilting cotton. I love this fabric, so I really hope I don't mess up and I can make this bag with this, because I would hate to waste this fabric. So I'm super excited to finish this. I got to a point where I'm not sure, it's probably because I've not made that many bags, but I think I might need to send Adam a note and ask him for help, basically getting me unstuck at the step I'm in. But yeah, other than that, it's been going great. I'm loving the quilting I'm doing on it. I think it's going to be a really cool bag. So that's pretty much as far as I've gotten in terms of things I've got in progress. Now, So Frugal 23 is almost here, like the deadline for revealing what we've made. So we still have a week. I have two projects I really want to make for the reveal date on the 31st. The first one is going to be the Chelsea raglan top from the Fabric Stash store that I talked about in my So Frugal inspiration video, except that I didn't want to go through all of the trouble of making a full bust adjustments and stuff on a free pattern. So I decided to make it for my daughter, who's a lot smaller than I am. And she went through my fabric stash and decided she wanted it made out of this super fun fabric. It's got little yellow like texture on it, but it's a nice dusty pink. I think it's going to be super. It's so soft. Oh my gosh. So this has been now washed. I just need to press it, and then the pattern is ready. I can just cut it out and get started on this. So this is going to happen probably after my sewing room cleanup today. And I don't think it's going to take very long to get done. So that's the number one priority. And then my second frugal make is going to be a rain sweater by Styla. Yeah, so they are Little Lizard King for their patterns for kids and Styla patterns for their adult patterns. I love the rain pattern, the sweater. It's got ruching at its raglan sleeves. It's got ruching here. I think it's going to be a really cool top. And I'm going to make it with this. I think it's a viscose jersey I got from, I think it's Rainbow Fabric last year. So I think I've got 2 meters of this, so more than enough to make the sweater. Again, my fabric's been washed. I just have to print the pattern and cut, and because it's a knit make, it should be fairly quick to make. So those will be my 2 frugal makes for the month of March. And I think along with the bag, that's pretty much all I'm going to put on my plate for this week, because again, work is just very, very busy. In terms of sewing, that's pretty much it. So I got started on my bag, and I'm going to make those 2 tops for Sew Frugal 23. For life, well, like I said, I got back from my Florida trip on Sunday night this week, and I've just had the biggest smile on my face since getting back. It was just such a fun trip. I really enjoyed spending time one-on-one with my daughter, and again, spending time and getting to meet with all of the wonderful Friday Sews ladies. So I had a great trip, and I'm still riding the high of that trip. So yeah, and that's pretty much it as far as life is concerned. My husband's birthday is coming up in April, in early April, but he also has to go through a procedure. That's what they're calling it, on his heart. I call it surgery because he's going to be under, but they're calling it a procedure. And that's happening on the 18th, and he will be in hospital overnight after the procedure. So I took a couple days off. Obviously, I'm going to go with him to the hospital, but there's lots of things that he needs to take care of before the operation. So that's going to keep us busy, I think, for the first couple of weeks in April. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as life. For the channel, well, earlier this week on Tuesday, I published a video to tell you all about the me-made garments I took with me to Florida and what I wore with what to do what. So that's the video that went live on Tuesday this week. And Tuesday next week, I'm going to have my So Frugal reveal video. On Instagram, the reveal day is the 31st, but I'll share my 2 makes here on the channel on Tuesday, and then post pictures on Instagram on the 31st. On the 31st, I'm also going to come back with my hashtag Friday Sews video. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. Now, every week or every month at the start of the month, Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, who is the creator of hashtag Friday Sews, posts some questions on our Facebook group. Questions we can ask you, questions we can talk about during our Friday Sews videos. And this week, the question is, which decade is your favorite to sew in terms of vintage patterns? Now, I don't sew vintage patterns. I don't sew Big Four patterns, but I would love to know if you do. And if you do, which decade is your favorite? I have to say that from an aesthetic point of view, I love the 40s. I just love the details, the colors, the style of the dresses and blouses. Yeah, I was not alive during the 40s, but it's just a style that really appeals to me. As well as the 60s. So the 40s and 60s would probably be my favorite if I sewed vintage patterns. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you do sew vintage patterns, which decade is your favorite, and what you like about vintage patterns, what's different about them versus like today's more modern patterns. I would love to know, because I really know nothing about vintage sewing patterns. All right, well, that's going to do it for me this week. Another short and sweet Friday Sews video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please give the video a like if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.